honestly not the best time of year for this. Got the aircon pumping because it is hot and I'm wearing a scarf. Just, it's terrible timing. Hello, my name is Indy and today I am here with my annual Outlander book review. 3 years running. Boss it. I have got my Fraser red scarf on, although this is not the colour Jamie wears in the TV show. But my mom was kind enough to get me this in Scotland when she was a boss and went to Scotland earlier this year. So thanks to my mother because it lives on my shelf now and it is so appropriate for this video. So today I am going to be reviewing the third book, Voyager by Diana Gabaldon, the third book in the Outlander series. Now bear with me. I did read this in May this year, so that's like 7 months ago. I audiobooked this, pretty much this whole book. I didn't really read much of it physically, so I am so sorry that took so long. I finished it like legitimately the day before I went to Europe. That was kind of in June. I just never got around to doing it, but here I am today. I'm doing it. The details are a bit foggy, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that I have a page there telling me a little bit about what happened, because I don't really remember. But I really loved this book. I love this series with all my heart, but this one was so good. I liked the first one quite a lot. The second one I really didn't like at all. Third one redeemed the hell out of this series. So good. Oh my god. I can never deal with how much happens in these books. Like, so much happens. It's unbelievable. Start at the beginning and then you get to the end and you're like, how did we get here? Like, it spans freaking years. It's just, such an amazing series. So if you don't know anything about Outlander and you're just checking this video out, hi, I love Outlander. This is like my life. I have reviews for the first 2 books. I'll link that down below, but this story originates with following Claire Randall as she touches some standing stone in Scotland in 1945 and she is transported back to 1743 Scottish Highlands. She gets into a lot of trouble, she falls in love, and we have one of the best male characters that everyone swoons over, James Fraser. So I don't know, it's just such a great story if you love time travel, if you love historical fiction. It is adult, so be warned, there is some obviously sexual content, language and all those sorts of things. So I wouldn't suggest if you are under maybe 16 or 17 to read this because it's just quite a mature series. There are 8 books. This is number 3. I just started audiobooking number 4. I was like, I need to finish this review first because I really don't even know like what happened. This is definitely going to help me on my way to remembering so I can start Drums of Honor. Alright, so I'm going to get into some spoilery details now, so if you haven't read Voyager, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go because I don't want to spoil you for what happens in this lovely, amazing book. So I'm gonna get into it. So bye non-spoileries. Bye. Okay. We open up just after the Battle of Culloden where Claire is pregnant and she has to go home because Jamie sends her home and she is sure that Jamie is dead. We start actually the book in 1968 with Claire and her 20-year-old daughter Brianna, which is Jamie's daughter. Like, what? And so we're with Roger Wakefield again and we are trying to essentially sort out if Jamie is dead or alive after the battle because she kind of left like midway / at the end of the battle and she wasn't sure if Jamie was alive, if he was captured, if he was dead. So it was so exciting to see Brianna like all grown up and we were in the 60s and I was like, ah, like it was just so different because we spent the whole second book in like Paris and Scotland in the 1740s. So that was crazy in itself. So then on Jamie's side we are in 1746 after the Battle of Culloden and he has been taken. He is about to be shot. They've lined up all of the Scottish Highlanders and they're just gonna shoot them all. So this shooting officer guy recognizes Jamie because he is the infamous Red Jamie and he lets him live because he saved his son Lord John Grey, who comes back. John Grey was in the second book. So Jamie essentially goes home to Lallybroch, but he also can't because he's obviously an outlaw. So we have like a really sad part in the book and it was kind of boring but just like really miserable, where Jamie lives in a cave like a mile away from Lallybroch in his home just for like 4 years in a motherfucking cave. It was so sad. Oh, oh, it was such a miserable time. And then he decides that he wants himself to get captured because something to do with his tenants and his family, they need money, they need to be able to live. So he goes and gets himself captured and they take him to Ardsmuir prison. And when he gets there, he's sort of like the leader of everyone, and it is clear to Lord John Grey, who actually is like the compound manager person. That's such like a modern term, that's so not right, but like the warden of the prison. And so like they start to have like a sort of friendly relationship. He checks in with Jamie and asks like what they need and stuff every week. They play chess. It's just like alright. And I was like really untrusting that like Lord John Grey didn't have like affections towards Jamie. I'm not sure if that happened or if I'm just making it up, but everyone seems to want Jamie one way or another. Man, woman, doesn't matter. Jamie is like the goddamn golden egg. So during these meetings with Lord John Grey, basically he's trying to get information out of Jamie. There's some hidden gold and jewels from the French crown that was sent to aid Pony Prince Charlie's cause when he was trying to unite the clans, and the whole Battle of Culloden then proceeded. So he's like trying to figure it out, and while this is also happening, they're working on the prison, and once that's completed, everyone is shipped off to America. But Lord John Grey is good friends with Jamie, so he lets him go to this Lake District area called Hellwater and go and be like a farmhand for this family. So at Hellwater, Jamie works on the farm, and the Lord there has two young daughters. One of them is very lovely, and then there's Geneva. Now Geneva's a bit of a nasty conniving bitch, not gonna lie, and she basically blackmails Jamie into taking her virginity, so class. She is destined to marry some old man, some other lord, so she blackmails Jamie, she gets pregnant. 9 months later, the Lord knows that that's not his baby, and he like threatens to kill Jamie. As time goes on, the son, which is aptly named Willie, lives with Jamie and the family, and it becomes apparent because of his striking red hair that there's some resemblance there, so Jamie like flees, gets out before it's like super noticeable. One of my favorite parts of the book. I remember I was like listening to it and I was washing dishes, and like when we found out about the whole Geneva thing, I was just like, it was an epic storyline, there's no doubt. So then we skip back to Claire, and she is looking into Jamie's past, and she finds some records of an Alex Malcolm at a print shop, which I don't really remember where it was, if it was back in France or if it was in England. And she sort of finds the link that Jamie is alive, and she tries to go back through the stones. Now this was hectic because we weren't sure she was gonna make it through. So she went on Halloween. We also saw something about Gayless Duncan trying to go through at that time. There was some storyline Gayless, and we tried to stop her in Claire's time going through because she was from 1968, which is crazy because she was there before Claire in the original book, but Claire was there like from 20 years before Gayless, so it just like fucks me up that like we tried to stop Gayless from going there. That would have changed so much stuff, so I don't think we did. But Claire goes through the stones, ends up at the print shop. I didn't believe we were gonna meet Jamie straight away. I was just like, no, he's not gonna be there or something or other, but she literally walks in and is like, hey Jamie. It was like such a great reuniting moment, like so heartwarming. I just can't believe it happened so easily. So we see young Ian, which is that Jenny and Ian's youngest. Jenny and Ian is of course his sister and brother-in-law, and they have their youngest son who goes on adventures with Claire and Jamie. He's at the print shop, and we are reunited with Fergus, and he's like a 30s, in his 30s now. He's not like 10 anymore. I was like, ah, such a man. And Ian is like quite young, but young Jamie is also pretty old now, and it's just exciting to see them as like teenagers or older, you know, adults now. We have to take Ian back to Lallybroch, so we return there to find out that Jamie has married Leary. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? What? 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 He married the bitch that got Claire arrested for witchcraft. I could not believe it. I was like, excuse me, after all that hell we went through, he married her in the end. Disappointing, disappointing. Claire finds out that he also has fathered a child to Geneva, and she's a bit like torn up. She's so mad about Leary. Leary shoots Jamie because she's also mad that Claire's back. And eventually they sort it out because she needs compensation to like live the rest of her life, because it was more for a support thing rather than a love thing, I think, in the end. So thank the damn Lord for that. So in order to pay out Leary, we have to go and find find the French gold and jewels on an island in Inverness. So we send Ian out because he's our darling little boy, and he gets captured by some pirates. Then it all goes to hell and we have to go find the ship. So we go back to France to Jared, Jamie's cousin, to try and find out the ship. Claire gets stuck aboard the ship. Jamie is going to be arrested in Jamaica. It's like all happening. So we get to Jamaica and we find our good old Lord John Grey is there having a party. So we are still searching for Ian. No luck there. There's some drama at the party. People die. Someone gets murdered. So everyone is detained. But we go to a slave market to find Ian, and who do we run into? Miss Abernathy, aka Gaylus Duncan, makes her return. That bitch is back. I'm not sure in her timeline where it fits, if it was before the whole Scotland thing. I assume so because that's where she died. But basically, she's still crazy. She intends to sacrifice Claire's daughter Brianna in the 20th century somehow. Look, I don't understand this black magic stuff. She had also held Ian because, I don't know, she must have known Jamie's relative. Then we have to quickly run away from Jamaica, and then we are off sailing to Georgia, America. And that is where we begin our 4th book. So this book was super eventful. So many awesome things happened in this book. There were some great storylines. It was so much better than the second book, which was all political. This was more like adventure and just crazy ass shit. It was just an amazing, amazing book. I highly recommend this series. This book was so good and I'm so excited to start the 4th one. That is all my thoughts and feels on Voyager by Diana Gabaldon. If you have any things you want to say, please comment down below. I would love to talk to anyone about this book if you've read it. And that's about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Like, you get to the beginning, you're booking. Oh, we start in 1965, am I right? Prisoner, I think. The Geneva storyline was absolutely everything. Oh my god.